John Harbaugh's done a nice job with the Baltimore Ravens over the last couple of years. A 9-win team in 2009. That's with a couple of 2 and a couple of 3-point losses. You almost felt like they were better than their record as the season went on. And, Chris, you get to this same crossroads we were at last year, where on one side they're growing and on the other side they're phasing away.
Yeah, and the Ravens have a saying in the organization, in Ozzie we trust, and that's Ozzie Newsome, the general manager. And it's very pertinent, especially in this case, because on one hand, you may have a window closing on the defensive side with Ray Lewis. Oh, I wouldn't say it in his presence, though.
He'd knock you down.
Yeah, but a window opening with Joe Flacco, and then when you go to Anquan Bolden, a pickup, he addresses both those needs because there's a veteran receiver who certainly has a few years left, and that's why Ozzie's as good as anybody in this business.
Yeah, and you talked about trusting Ozzie, and you can trust him when he has the big picture vision that he does for this organization. He recognizes they're just going to be a good defensive football team, so he knows they have to be a very good offensive football team, and Anquan Bolden is the perfect, I mean perfect, fit for what this offense needs. This offense lacks multiplicity in the passing game. They don't attack the middle of the football field. They don't threaten the defense in all areas. Anquan Bolden is that big physical presence that can eat up the middle of the football field, allow Joe Flacco to develop and be able to attack the entire football field. This was a great pickup by the Baltimore Ravens.
This is now a decade since you won the Super Bowl with the Ravens that we've been talking about this, that the transfer to a more offensive-minded team. You live down there. I know they acquired Bolden, but boy, they needed a kickstart on the offensive side.
Like they really did. It's all about helping Joe Flacco. Well, last year, arguably the worst wide receiver core was in Baltimore with the Ravens.
The Dolphins and Browns fans will argue.
I agree, they're in the mix for the worst, right? Baltimore's right there as well. But now you add Bolden, you could still add another receiver. Derek Mason's back, and now he's the number 2 option, not the go-to guy. But I think tight end as well, the area of need. Certainly, don't forget defense. Ladarius Webb, cornerback. Great pick for Ozzie Newsome and Eric DeCosta last year in round 3 out of Nickel State. But he's hurt. Got injured after the blizzard game against Chicago early December. Questionable whether he'll be ready early on. Same thing for Fabian Washington, veteran corner coming off an injury. Devin McCourty is a cornerback out of Rutgers. Solid kid, great character, and also a heck of a gunner on special teams. If you want to go defense at that point, that would be the guy to look at. You want to go to tight end, Jermaine Gresham out of Oklahoma, coming back after a year of inactivity with a knee injury. So I think they could go tight end, wide receiver as well, down the line a bit, but certainly cornerback and a pass rusher on the list as need areas for the Ravens.
Real quick on Gresham, he was always open at Oklahoma. A little bit of scheme stuff, I'm sure, there. Do you like the way he's come back after his inactivity?
So far, so good, Mike. The one thing about Gresham, he can catch the football.
Yeah.
Route running needs to be worked on at the pro level. And certainly, blocking is not going to be a strength with Jermaine Gresham. Strictly a one-dimensional pass-catching tight end. And certainly for Baltimore, that would be a nice fit for Joe Flacco.
And he mentioned pass rusher. Their big focus this offseason is getting Terrell Suggs back to Pro Bowl form, and that's huge for them.
Yeah, did not come into camp kind of ready to ring the bell as it started. It will be pick 25 when the Ravens get going on April 22nd. You'll see all the draft coverage in prime time from New York City right here on ESPN.